When RBD occurs in the absence of this alternative explanation, the chance of future disease is high. Some epidemiological studies suggest that inactive dreaming predicts a more than 80% chance of developing the neurodegenerative disease within the patient's lifetime. It may also be the first sign of neurodegenerative disease, which on average shows up within 10 to 15 years after onset of the dream disorder. One of the most common RBD-linked alignments is Parkinson disease, characterized mainly by progressive loss of motor control. Another is lunar body dementia, in which small clusters of alpha stimulants called Lewy bodies build up in the brain, disrupting movement and cognition. A third type of the species, multiple system atrophy, interferes with both movement and involuntary functions such as digestion. RBD is one of the strongest harbinger of future sympathy for predictive than other early markers such as chronic constipation and diminished sense of smell. Description of dream enactment by people with Parkinson's are as old as recognition of disease itself. In Jane Parkinson's generation description, an essay in the Shaking Place, published in 1817, he wrote, "Tremulous motion of the limbs occur during sleep and argument until they awaken the patient, and frequently with much agitation and alarm. But despite similar reports over the next 2 centuries, the connection between dreams and disease remained obscure, so much so that Eddie had to convince his neurologist to do a brain scan for Parkinson's after he read about the link in 2015 news article. The low scan confirmed Eddie's suspicion he had Parkinson. He shared his experiments with the public. Because I thought everybody who had any system, even if it is not one of the usual ones, could get a head start on dealing with progressive nature of the disease, he says. The sooner you attack it, I think, the better chance you have to hold off the symptoms. In recent years, awareness of RBD and an understanding of how it relates to synchronopathy have grown. Studying this link is giving researchers ideas for early intervention. These advances contribute to a growing appreciation of the so-called prodromal phase of Parkinson's and other neurodegenerative disorders. When preliminary signs appear, but the definitive diagnoses have not yet been made. Among the early clues for the Parkinson's, RBD is special, says Daniel Berg, a neurologist at the University Hospital Schleswig-Holstein in Germany. It is the strongest clinical prodrome makers we have.
Okay. When RBO occurs in the absence of these alternative explanations, the chance of future disease is high. Some epidemiological studies suggest that enacted dreaming predicts a more than 80% chance of developing a neurodegenerative disease within the patient's lifetime. It may also be the first sign of a neurodegenerative disease, which on average shows up within 10 to 15 years after onset of a dream disorder. One of the most common RBD-linked ailments is Parkinson's disease, characterized mainly by progressive loss of motor control. Another is Lewy body dementia, in which small clusters of asynovicin called Lewy bodies build up in the brain, disrupting movement and cognition. A third type of synchronopathy, multiple system atrophy, interfere with both movement and involuntary functions such as digestion. RBD is one of the most strongest harbingers of future synchronopathy, more predictive than other early markers such as chronic constipation and diminished sense of smell. Descriptions of dream enactment by people with Parkinson's are as old as recognition of the disease itself. In James Parkinson's original description, an essay on a shaking palsy, published in 1870, he wrote, "Tremulous motion of the mind occurred during sleep and arguments until they awaken the patient, and frequently with much agitation and alarm." But despite similar reports over the next 2 centuries, the connection between dreams and disease remained obscure, so much so that Elda had to convince his neurologist to do the brain scan for Parkinson's after he read about the link. In 2015 news article, those scans confirmed Elda's suspicions. He has Parkinson's. He shares his experience with the public because I thought anyone who has any symptoms, even if it's not of the usual one, could get a head start on dealing with the progressive nature of the disease, he says. The sooner you attack it, I think, the better chance you will have to hold off the symptom. In recent years, awareness of RBD and an understanding of how it reacts to synchronopathies have grown. Studying his link is giving researchers ideas of early intervention. These advances contribute to growing appreciation of the so-called prodromal phase of Parkinson's and other neurodegenerative disorders when preliminary signs appear, but a definitive diagnosis has not yet been made. Among the early clues for Parkinson's RBD is special, says Daniela Berg, a neurologist at the University Hospital Schwabing in Germany. In Germany, it is the strongest clinical prodromal marker We have.